Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. This is your host, Zach, and today I'm here with Logan,
Hi.
and I'm here with Nash.
What's up?
So, how are you two fine gentlemen doing on this fine day?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm good.
Get so
Nah,
loud.
I'm horrible, man. Nah.
Yeah. Okay, isn't it crazy that, like, every time you ask someone that, like, if they ever say that they aren't good, they're just like, bro. Every time you ask that question, you always expect the same answer. It's crazy. I don't know. During lunch recently, between now and the last episode, we started to do this funny thing, Logan and Nash, if you know what I'm talking about, with a certain individual's backpack.
Oh, yes, I remember.
So it started off one day. They serve bananas at the lunch line, and I was like, you want to know what would be really funny? We took this banana peel and put it in Graham's backpack. Graham was in our last podcast. He unfortunately couldn't make it to this one, aka he's playing Minecraft. But that's besides the point. He couldn't make it to this podcast. But so for the past week or so, every day
just
at lunch,
messing with his backpack and just
we just
last week was the cologne, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Logan, it started off, we put a banana in his backpack, and he's like, what the heck? And he threw it at us. And then we put a fry, then a strawberry. And then last week, Logan brought some cologne, and we watered his backpack. We opened his lunchbox, and we sprayed 18 puffs of it in there. And he got back, and he caught on to our shenanigans by now. He's like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, hey, Graham, you should really smell your lunchbox, bro.
It smells pretty bad.
And that cologne was just super strong.
Bro,
It was
it's
so
horrible.
strong.
It reminds me of when I was in Hawaii, of a really salty beach with 19 dead jellyfish on it. It had the dead jellyfish aroma. That just it was so strong too. We walk 20 feet away. It's dang, I can still smell it. That's not coming off his lunchbox for a while. Another thing we decided to do with the banana peels is we'd take them and we'd spin them up and we'd whip each other with them during lunch.
Oh my god.
And it started at that, and then Garrett is one of our friends at school. Brought licorice, a licorice strand. He would untangle it.
Pull and peel Twizzlers is what he did.
Yeah,
that's what he brought.
Twizzlers.
Yeah.
And then he would untwist them. He'd have a little straight, and he'd whip us with them. And they left really big red marks all over my arms.
And that was the last of that. We just did not do that again because that hurt so badly.
Yeah, bro. He whipped me in my shin, and I became a crippled old man. I couldn't walk for 4 days.
It hurt a lot, but that was just that was the last time. We were just yeah, no, let's not do that again. That was a dumb idea.
Yeah,
It's the banana peels just leave residue on you. It's just it's a small little slap, and then it just leaves banana on you. It's gross, but it doesn't welt your arm.
I can't imagine that, because it didn't happen to me.
Yeah, bro, you got off lucky. You were at Warren Tech that day or something. Garrett was going crazy, bro.
I took one of their water bottles when they were off doing something, and I put a fry in it. And when we came back to the water bottle, the water was a broth of French fries. It was nasty. It smelled horrible. And the water was brown.
Ugh.
Yeah, bro, when you showed it to me, you you tilted it over and some got on my hand. I swear to God, it smelled even worse than the cologne, bro. It was so bad. I don't know if you guys were there that day. Do you guys remember the day that I just carried around a giant spoon for the entire day?
Oh yeah, the wooden spoon. That was so long ago.
Yeah, so we finished this project in woodworking. We were trying to make a wooden spoon. And I decided to be funny if instead of making a spoon, I made a cauldron mixer, as some would call it. And something that didn't process in my head when I made it is that the day that we had to take it home, I'd have to walk around school with a giant 4-foot long wooden spoon.
It's basically a staff. as
Yeah.
you're walking
Yeah,
around with
they're
it.
just like
I'm like an old man. I have to like after Garrett whipped my ankles with Twizzler, I'd have to like hunch over on it to walk around. Speaking of classes, how are your guys' grades looking?
I actually don't know because I have not checked. I don't really check my grades, but
Okay, so
I
by
would
that you
assume
mean you
not
have
too
like 4
bad.
Fs, right? You have 4 Fs by that?
No.
Most
I
likely.
have at least one.
At least one,
At
all right?
least. All right.
At least.
Yeah, my grades are pretty good. No idea why, but I have like 2 B's and a C since I only have like 3 classes at the school since the rest of it's Warren
Oh
Tech.
yeah.
So, but I'm pretty sure I have an A at Warren Tech.
Dang.
But yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Speaking of Warren Tech, what do you do at Warren Tech?
I make video games. I'm a game developer there.
Nice. You make any bangers yet? Any
Um,
triple A's?
But otherwise, this past week we did a game jam, like a miniature game jam to like the one that's coming up later on this year.
Oh yeah.
But otherwise, we had 4 days to make a video game, and it had to be based off of the Warren Tech's 50th anniversary. So we're pretty much done with it. Just one of our programmers has to finish it up at home. So yeah.
So
Pretty cool.
for the game development, what role do you play? Are you like a model maker or a coder?
I'm a artist and 3D modeler.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. It's once you get used to like the program for like 3D modeling, it's pretty easy. It took me like 3-4 weeks to really get used to the software. The software is called Blender.
Oh,
You guys heard of
Oh,
it?
you're just of course.
Yeah. So, but there's other softwares I still kind of have to learn. I have to learn a little bit of Unreal Engine, as was Substance Painter from Adobe. And once ZBrush gets their student accounts working again, I can have ZBrush for free.
Speaking of game engines, what was that one game engine that like almost went like completely under a few days ago because of a change they were gonna make?
Unity.
Unity. That's
Unity.
it.
Yeah, Unity. Because they were like charging for like, what were they charging for? They were charging like,
They're charging per download.
yeah.
So the company has to
Like,
pay Unity for every single download.
it would have cost like the companies a lot of money per download and like per
Yes.
launch.
Yeah, especially for like the small indie games. So yeah, it was like they were saying like it was like 20 cents per download, but if it was like a
Yeah.
really successful game, then it got really expensive quickly. So
Yeah, because it's like especially if it's an indie game, because usually indie games don't have that much funding. So like if they did end up going through with that like a lot of indie developers and stuff would most likely just go completely under and like
yeah,
Yeah. So I also saw
Yeah.
like a chart that someone made on Twitter of like a chart of like companies that would make profit, not make profit, and like straight up go bankrupt. Like an average of like 8% of like game development companies would literally go bankrupt. So in our classes last week we looked at viewer retention, and our last podcast had about like a 3-minute average till viewer retention really dropped off.
dang.
Which means 50% of people watch to like the 3-minute mark, which sounds terrible. But if you I've ever heard like someone like a professional quote unquote talk about this, most of the time like 50% of your viewer retention is gone in like actually like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So I think we did pretty good. But
Yeah,
it's really
that's
interesting. We can learn from what we do in these podcasts. Like what our viewers like or want to hear, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah.
So Nash, ask me a would you rather question.
Oh,
Oh,
crap.
God.
Oh no. All right. Let's see here. Would you rather be like a worm, any type of worm, or
Yeah.
a tree? Mhm.
Tree.
Well, it's gotta be a tree,
I'd rather be a tree, bro.
Low key, I would be a worm. Have you ever heard of a bobbit worm before?
No.
Oh, you haven't? So a bobbit worm is a aquatic sea creature that is classified as a worm. It can grow up to 10 feet long. It's about the width of like 2 thumbs. I'll put a picture up for the visual listeners who are actually watching the video. Basically, the bobbit worm has multiple claws and 3 little tendrils on the top. And so basically those tendrils are like very sturdy, and they have these little like sensors on the tip of their claws, I believe, or somewhere. So they detect light, and when a fish swims over them and there's like no more light being shown or shined upon the top of the worm, it basically launches up. It's like a spring. It like coils down into the ground, and they're like 10 feet long or something, and it shoots out, and those 3 little prongs go into like an arrow, stab through the fish, and they can hunt like 2 to 3 foot long like tuna and stuff. They like shoot through the fish, and the jaws grab them, and then basically what it does is then, you know, because the spring, it basically recoils and drags the fish under the soil. It is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen like videos of them, and they're freaking creepy.
Yeah, like they like grab a fish, and the fish like instantly dies of like cardiac arrest. Or no, what is it?
Shock.
Yeah, the fish instantly dies of shock, and then it literally just like pulls it down under the ground. Like, bro, imagine if that thing like grabbed your foot. Like,
oh god, oh don't even say that, bro. Nah.
What?
Are you?
Why do you sound like you're like deviously up to something?
Guys, I'm not up to anything. What are you talking about?
What is that?
What is that?
Bro took
do you
his
mean?
phone into a wind tunnel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you everybody for watching the podcast. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like and follow Chatfield and follow Chatfield on Instagram, TikTok, and in fact Facebook. I don't know.
No.
Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Bi-weekly uploads, and we'll see you all next time.